I'm going to share just a few of the key things that nobody told me. All day pregnancy sickness and nausea. So guys, I've been missing for a few months, and in those few months, me and my husband made a baby. Yes, I'm pregnant. I'm currently 32 weeks pregnant at the time of filming this. And in today's video, I really want to talk about what no one tells you about pregnancy. Now, guys, this is our first pregnancy, and there are so many things that I, as a lady, did not know about pregnancy. The first thing I want to talk about is all day pregnancy sickness and nausea. Now, I've heard about morning sickness, but Lord knows I knew very little about all day pregnancy sickness and nausea. I had vomiting all the way through my first trimester, every single day, several times a day. I had constant nausea. I had it to the point that I was on so many different anti-sickness tablets. I was admitted into hospital several times. I have had the worst bout of what I can only describe as extreme sickness. And it didn't just stop in my first trimester. It went into my second trimester when everyone said, "Hey, Sherna, this is going to be your glow up season." The second trimester, I did not glow. Girl, I was sick, but by God's grace, I am in a much better place. Another thing that I had no clue about is the aches and pains that your body will go through. Now, this for me has happened much later, towards the end of my second trimester into my third trimester, where my body feels like I am 92 and struggling to walk. My knees ache. Guys, I mean, I cannot explain to you how much my knees ache. They are so weak. I really should be using a stick, but it is shocking how painful and sore my knees are. My pelvis aches. This baby's head is down, and that is good because we definitely want this bubba to get ready to come out in a few weeks. But Lord knows my pelvis is certainly feeling the pressure and the pain. I have experienced terrible leg cramps. Nobody told me that you could get leg cramps. Obviously, they do suggest you don't lie on your back during pregnancy, particularly after a certain number of weeks into pregnancy. So I obviously have been laying on my left and sometimes my right. But honestly, guys, the leg cramps are deadly in the night. The tingling, the sensation that runs up and down your leg, it's horrible. Now, I don't just want to give you all the doom and gloom. I am happy and, of course, very grateful to God that I'm pregnant and, having our first child. There's so many wonderful factors to pregnancy, but there are some others that I just want to highlight for people who maybe like me have no idea really about the other side of pregnancy outside of what it looks like when we see people like Rihanna or other people who are pregnant and just, flying through their pregnancy and looking so glamorous and great. There is a downside sometimes to pregnancy, and it can be the more people who experience a lot more of the sickness elements to it. Now, what else? You will experience such discomfort and tightening in your stomach. Lord have mercy. It happens every now and again where your stomach will just suddenly, especially in my end of second into my third trimester, tightening of your tummy to the point that you're thinking, ow, what's going on? It is so uncomfortable, but then it will pass and it will soften and hopefully get a bit more comfortable. But that is something that I just had no clue occurs. Other things I've experienced are carpal tunnel syndrome in my hand, which is where there's sort of like the nerve, the nerve spazzes out in my hand, or it causes swelling, tingling. It's just really uncomfortable and painful, especially during the night. So you kind of have to want to lay your hand flat and straight. It's just a lot, guys. It's a lot. Another thing I've actually been diagnosed with during my pregnancy recently is gestational diabetes, which for some of you may know about. For me, I knew very little about, and obviously I've gone through most of my pregnancy without it and only just recently been told that I have it. So that has meant extreme diet changes right at the end of my pregnancy, pretty much, where I have extreme cravings now, finally, where, you know, I've got my appetite a bit more back, and now they're trying to tell me I need to go on a very different diet to basically be able to manage my gestational diabetes without medication. So this has been a real, not bummer, but a bit of a challenge, because, you know, you're having cravings for something in particular, but that isn't on the list of foods you should be eating. Other things are like constipation. Definitely experienced that in my first trimester, into my second trimester. Definitely ended up having to get some sugary medicated juices and things to get everything in the bowel area moving along tickingly. And that is just not fun, especially when you're pregnant, you're feeling sick, and then you're bunged up. It's just a lot. Another thing I definitely experienced was brain fog during pregnancy, and Lord knows my brain at this stage of pregnancy is definitely having its ups and downs, but I am claiming it in the name of Jesus that this mind is well and it is functioning at its optimum. You will definitely experience wind. You will experience more belching. It's not for everyone, but you might experience one or the other. I definitely have much more of the belching area. I've had acid reflux. I'm currently even on medication for that. I have had a constant runny nose since my second trimester. I cannot shift. I had a cold, and that cold seems to not have left my system. I have had a blocked runny nose every single morning and night since the second trimester. And I've heard that this can also be a symptom of pregnancy, because there's an increase in your blood and there's an increase in all sorts of things going on in your body, hormonal wise. And this can lead to changes in your ears, nose, throat area. I'm not a doctor, and nor am I a medical professional, so anything I'm mentioning in this video is just based on my experience. One other thing that Noah mentioned to me is being out of breath literally all the time. I can be talking to you right now and I'm out of breath. I can be walking to the toilet and hey, I'm out of breath. I can try and roll out of bed. Hey, I'm out of breath. It is real. It's real. Like, you will feel like you're carrying 2 loads of yourselves, and it is just intense and amazing how your body will just be craving more oxygen and air. Something else that I definitely did not know would happen was the fatigue. Guys, oh my gosh. I go to bed so early and I get up so early because, unfortunately, I am not getting the quality 8 to 9 hours of sleep every night in one go. Our little baby has definitely got their own little routine going on in this tummy. It definitely wakes me up, but more than anything, I'm just not comfortable in bed. So I'm very tired during the day. So it's really like experiencing what feels like sleep deprivation already. And people say, hey, when the baby comes, you're going to really lose all your sleep. No, when the baby's in your belly, you're going to lose your sleep. Another weird and random one has been like the extreme hair growth. Now, I always heard about the hormonal changes. It can lead to increases in hair and this and that. But Lord, the hair can come in other places than just your head and under your arms. I have had chin hair, guys. Chin hair. Now, my granny used to have chin hair, and I was like, oh, granny, you've got chin hair. But she was like 70 plus. I'm not anywhere close to 70 plus. The chin hair that I have actually inherited during this pregnancy is unbelievable. Something else that I also think no one tells you in pregnancy is that your body will go through what I feel is like not hot flushes, but definitely a different pattern to how you would normally sweat. Now, I definitely feel much more sweatier or hot quicker during pregnancy. Now, guys, I'm not going to go into depth, but a vaginal discharge, it's something that occurs much more in pregnancy, and there are positive reasons for this that they say is to help and protect the baby and all these different things. Again, I'm not a medic, but I would just say there are changes in your vaginal discharge and other bodily fluid stuff. Okay, so guys, that was just a quick run through of some of the things that I have definitely experiencing pregnancy, had no clue what's going to happen in pregnancy, and just thought might be good to share with you. Okay, so if you've enjoyed this video, then remember to hit that like button and of course hit the subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.